Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. August 9, 2019, The Lying Doesn't Seem to Matter edition. From Sports Illustrated, a very interesting article about the NCAA's continued shooting itself, not in the foot, but in the head, as they have now said that agents who represent basketball players have to have college degrees. And this is obviously a shot at Rich Paul, who is the agent for LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Ben Simmons, and other high-profile players. It's an absolutely ridiculous requirement that the NCAA is putting on agents and showing once again that it really, it's not that it doesn't know what it's doing, it's actually really trying to end its own existence, which probably would not come too soon. Next up from the Wall Street Journal, it turns out that major banks have given congressional committees investigating Donald Trump thousands of documents relating to his business dealings in Russia, both his personal family and his business, according to people familiar with the probe. These banks include Bank of America, Citigroup, Deutsche Bank, J.P. Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and Wells Fargo have provided thousands of documents related to Russians who have had dealings with Trump and the Trump family. So the president's attempt to continue to keep these documents away from investigators seems to be failing, as at least they are willing to honor the legal requirements when they receive a subpoena. Next up from the Financial Times, a very interesting article about how the Big Four accounting firms in the United Kingdom are set to purge risky or unprofitable audit clients after a string of corporate collapses and scandals have increased regulatory scrutiny of that sector. EY, KPMG, Deloitte, and PwC, and even mid-level or mid-tier accounting firms Grant Thornton and BDO have launched sweeping reviews of clients to weed out those they consider problematic. Auditors warn that in volatile sectors, companies that have faced criticisms over their financial controls and corporate governance are most likely to drop. Also, it's interesting on the profitability, not really surprising there. And then our lead article is, and this is just fairly amazing, from the New York Times, is Novartis CEO went on the record in a press conference where he defended the company's decision to not only keep data from the FDA, but mislead it on data it submitted. Just unbelievable that a CEO would do this. Nevertheless, after the FDA issued its public rebuke of Novartis for failing to report the falsified data in its gene therapy treatment, the CEO went out and said, well, we made that decision, and we stand by our decision. Pretty amazing. Now, they did say that they had fired and or forced out a, quote, small number of scientists who were involved in the manipulated data, end quote. You have to wonder if they stood behind their actions, what really message they were saying, even if they fired those who engaged in the behavior. So pretty poor show from the Novartis CEO. Not quite clear what cultural values he was trying to send with this message, but the company can certainly be spanked by the regulators for such illegal and certainly unethical actions going forward. Talk about our love for the Marx Brothers and our love for the compliance profession. We're going to use the Marx Brothers to explore a wide variety of compliance topics. So I hope you will check us out on Thursday, August 8th, for the premiere of Why a Duck. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio.